Hello, welcome back to my channel, Ideal Tarot. My name is Memra, and I am honored to be your guide today as we explore this energy of conflict. This spread today is geared towards those who I feel are going through some sort of situation, going through some sort of conflict, and this should have messages and guidance for you in this reading. The first card that was pulled was, I pulled an overall card after I felt calling to the conflict resolution spread that I was going to do today. Which I didn't know I was going to do it until I knew. And the first card that came out was a shadow card from the African Goddess Rising. This is Jumbi, Masks, page 18, which breaks down to a 9, which is an ending. So what this card is telling me is that you need to liberate yourself with truth. Whether that is seeing that others around you, someone around you is wearing a mask, or you're wearing a mask, or both. You could be wearing a mask to accommodate what somebody else, how somebody else sees you. You're not walking in truth for someone else's satisfaction. Or someone else around you may be wearing a mask, and it could be, maybe a warning of some sort that someone around you is not being truthful. Someone is lying in a relationship, and it feels like it's time to take the mask off. Card 18, which breaks down to a 9, which is about endings. So it's something, a cycle that needs to end in order to move through this conflict. So it says here, where is the lie? Get quiet to get clear. Put your hand on your heart. Now, are you confused or are you afraid? Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Show your true face. Wearing a mask blocks your vulnerability and blessings. If you are wearing a mask, dare to reveal yourself. You are lying to others and to yourself. Wearing a mask is exhausting. Be you. If someone else is wearing a mask with you, you deserve clarity. Your relationship and connection is built on lies. Their mask is a projection of your own. Be willing to remove the mask. Okay. So I was going to clarify the mask card in the conflict resolution spread. And card number 1 is going to represent the core issue here. What is the core issue? Okay, there it is. 9 of Swords. Nine of Swords. Core issue. So there's definitely some worry. So it's something that you already know about. Something that you're already worried about. There's stress. The to-do lists running through your mind, along with all of the would haves, could haves, should haves, circling and shouting inside the head. So sleep will have to wait for another time. Okay, so the core issue here: silent suffering, unresolved words. Maybe there was an argument or a situation. Maybe, with the mask, you have a fear of being exposed about something, or rejected, or misunderstood. anxiety, and things like that. So I pulled a clarifier, and 2 cards came out to clarify the Nine of Swords. And that was the Page of Cups and the Ace of Swords. And so what this is telling me, there's a mental storm going on. You know, the Page of Cups is an emotional message. It's sensitive, new beginnings. And the Ace of Swords slices through that illusion. And it brings clarity, just like what the mask says. Once you take off your mask, the clarity comes. The issue is not about unspoken emotions or fear-based thoughts. You're seeking expression and release. Okay? So the mental storm is, the worry, the anxiety, the sleepless nights. The Page of Cups is the emotional message. And it's sensitive to the new beginning, while the Ace of Swords slices through the illusion, bringing clarity. So the issue is about unspoken emotions and fear-based thoughts that are now seeking expression and release. There's some sort of inner wound that is replaying itself. So the Nine of Swords also implies that the core issue is not necessarily the external conflict, but how it's being processed internally. So how you're processing a conflict internally, this is the emotional torment that thrives in the dark, which is why you're having trouble sleeping. You can't get it out of your head, but it wants to be illuminated. But with the Ace of Swords, this is clarity, truth, and breakthrough. So it confirms that the way through the emotional fog is honesty first with self, honesty with yourself, and then with others. So you have to be honest with yourself first before you can be honest with those externally. There's a need to confront a truth that liberates you. The energy is ripe for resolution through insight and honest communication. So an honest conversation has to be had. So together, the Page of Cups and the Ace of Swords suggest that emotional honesty and verbal truth are the medicine for the Nine of Swords. Verbal truth and honesty. And that's funny how it all comes back down to masks and taking off the mask and being truthful and liberating yourself. This is all about liberation with truth. And that's exactly what the Nine of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the Ace of Swords is saying to you. This is the core issue, that there is a difficult conversation that you have to have around this conflict, this situation. Okay, so card number 2, the underlying causes. This explains the underlying cause or contributing factor to the conflict. So what this conflict is about, this conflict is about standing in your truth, knowing who you are, being your authentic self, and the Chariot, listening to your intuition and moving forward with that, which appears to be a mental conflict within yourself, but it could have stemmed from an external situation. And so the chariot is a powerful symbol of willpower, direction, desire, for control. And it, at its core, is a push towards success and movement or achievement. But that might be causing this internal fragmentation. You have this desire to move forward at all costs and perhaps before emotional readiness, so two conflicting desires or energies are trying to be steered in one direction. You feel like you're being pulled in multiple directions. It could be responsibility, passion, ambition, fear of falling behind. There is energy here that wants to move, but it's fully integrated. And with the Queen of Wands, she is the embodiment of confidence and charisma, sovereign expression. She is the spiritual power and unapologetic self-expression. She stands in her truth and doesn't care who likes it. And either that's what you're being asked to do, or this is what you're doing that's causing a conflict with others around you. They don't like to see you standing in your truth, in your power. But that's what has to be done with confidence. You feel like you need to be respected and heard and seen. You're seeking a resolution, but part of you still wants to win or to protect your identity. The chariot surges forward, but the queen reminds you that the real power isn't about acceleration. It's about radiance and presence and self-honor. This might point to a conflict of approach or speed. So one energy wants action, answers, and closure. The other energy wants expression, dignity, and to be witnessed fully. This is the underlying cause of it, because you want to be seen, you want to be heard, you want to be in your power, you want to be witnessed fully. And to resolve this, the inner split between speed and spirit must be acknowledged. You have to have this conversation. Okay? This conversation has to be had. Sounds like a difficult one, but it has to be had. Okay, so position 3, your desired outcome of this situation or conflict. What is the desired outcome? So the desired outcome, what is the desired outcome here? Spirit, whoa. So, 5 of Pentacles. You don't want to feel left out in the cold. You want to be seen. You want to be a part of. You're feeling like you are not being seen or accepted. So the 5 of Pentacles talks about feelings of abandonment and rejection and lack of spiritual exile. Maybe you can't be in your true self, stand in your true identity and your spiritual creativity and things like that, because the people around you maybe are not there yet, and that's okay. But it's causing some sort of internal or external conflict. But you want to be seen. You don't want to be rejected or exiled. With this coming out in the desired outcome, it suggests that deep within your heart, it's not just about solving an external conflict. It is healing the root wound of feeling left out and unloved and unsupported, unseen. You want to be let back in to a relationship, to understanding, to sacred belonging, seeking relief from suffering, and not just not just in the material world, but emotionally on a soul level. You desire to move from isolation to connection and from hardship to wholeness. You don't want to fight. You want to feel safe. You want to be loved. You want to be held. You want to be included. You want to know that you matter. It's like, forgive yourself for being needy. It's a human need for belonging. You want to belong. The gateway to healing that is not in proving your point, but in offering sanctuary first to yourself. Offering sanctuary to yourself and then to others. Yeah, so you desire to be seen, heard, loved, welcomed, connected. Totally understand that. Okay, Spirit, next position is action steps. So what action steps or practical measures can be taken? Okay. Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. And that's crazy because these are actionable, practical steps like you can do in your reality. And both of these are Pentacle cards, which reflect your reality, your material world. These two cards are actually suggesting that real world tangible changes are needed to resolve the conflict and not just emotional or mental shifts. The Four of Pentacles here is often called the holding tight card. It suggests there may be a clinging to control, okay? A fear of opening up or losing ground, and a tendency to guard your heart. It's asking you, the practical steps that it's asking you, ask yourself, what am I afraid to release? Where am I withholding love and truth or vulnerability? Am I gripping so tightly that the resolution cannot flow? As an action step, it's saying let go where it is safe. Release resentment and rigidity or fear of being wrong. Okay? Realize your safety does not depend on being closed. You've got to open up your heart space. Okay? And so with the Ace of Pentacles here, the spread is saying it's a new seed of hope, truth, or effort. A practical gesture that could mend this rift. It's the start of a more stable foundation. Begin again. Even if it's small. A walk, a shared task, one real world act of peace. Okay? Like reaching out with a sincere offer or a message or a gift or meeting. See, this is going back to the difficult conversation that has to be had. doing something like to rebuild trust, or even a task or walk or something like that in the physical. Resolution lives not only in the mind or heart, but in the small sacred acts of presence. And you just have to release the need to grip and let your hands be free to plant the seeds and move forward together. But you've got to literally have to have a conversation about your truth, about needing to be seen, about who you truly are. Because we are shifting into our new selves, and our souls do not want to hide anymore. They want to be seen in their truth. And the last card is overall guidance, which I'm going to pull Oracle of the Seven Energies. And then I'm going to pull a crystal card that will help let us know what crystal will support us in this energy at this time. So as you're moving through this inner conflict or external conflict, trying to be seen, wanting to be loved, afraid to be rejected, releasing control, just starting to take steps towards, there we go, releasing and accepting, embracing, and having this conversation that needs to be had. You get a higher view. Card number 41, which is 5, which breaks down to a 5, which is transformation. A higher view. So let's see how that relates to this conflict. The key concepts are seeing from a higher perspective, conscious neutrality, letting go of judgment and assumptions, non-attachment, the ability to remain unbiased. Sometimes our lives are suction cupped to the ends of our noses and we can't see beyond ourselves. This happens to everyone once in a while. We fall into an automatic response to life and react from a learned, conditioned place rather than one of awareness. Being in reactivity keeps us repeating old patterns. Conversely, the avoidance of our triggers could keep us in our comfort zone, policing our attempts at new things. The way to be successful in your endeavor to connect with others is to step out of your sticky perception of the world. Imagine yourself sitting on the back of a bird, 1,000 feet above your life. Wouldn't your perspective change? From a higher point of view, you can see for miles. You could let go of naming or blaming the obstacles in your way and instead easily discover a path to more beautiful and compelling vistas. More can become available to you in all aspects of your life when you are able to step back and get a little distance. You can wait before responding. Be more graceful in your interactions and see how everything is connected and every experience is a gift. The world is wide open for you today. All you have to do is move to a higher ground, be mindful, and celebrate the spectacle of life's dance. So you don't have to jump right into this uncomfortable, difficult conversation that has to be had so that you can move forward. You can take this time not to worry, but to see it from a higher perspective, to come at it from a different way, from a way that is going to be a productive conversation, staying calm, staying centered, compassionate, seeing both sides, not just, focusing on small things that don't really matter in the long run, in the whole scheme of things. So that's very good advice, I have to say. You take a minute and think about what needs to be said, see things from all perspectives before having this conversation, but it's got to be had. And just do it with love and grace and from your heart and from the truth. And speak your truth. That works every time. Speak your truth. I was going to pull the crystal card to see what crystal would support us in this energy at this time. What crystal will support this collective in this conflict resolution? Whoa. Orange sapphire. Whoa and wow. Okay, so the interesting. The a higher view card, your overall guidance was card 41. 41. I don't know if you can see that. And the crystal card that came out, orange sapphire, 41. Wow. Let's see what that says. Which also breaks down to a 5, which is transformation. So you're going to have to speak these thoughts with love and compassion and from other perspectives and from truth in order to transform and take that next step. Oh my goodness, I can't believe both cards were 41. The essential meaning is joy in sensuality, respecting your body and body love. We are part of Gaia, and the same water, minerals, and crystals are found within us as well as within the earth. Sometimes we can feel completely in our heads and out of touch with our bodies. But Orange Sapphire Spirit is here to remind us that our bodies will serve us throughout our lifetime. So treat yourself lovingly. Nourish it with good food from the earth and water that will replenish you. Wonder at your body's beauty and strength. Marvel at its ability to keep your heart beating and your lungs inhaling and exhaling without conscious effort. Regardless of the flaws you think your body has, now is the time to pay attention to it and tend to it with love. The message of Orange Sapphire Spirit is to honor your body and experience its miracles. The senses that distinguish so many different scents, sounds, textures, and color. Be fully present in your body today and observe what you experience and what your body has to tell you. Care for it and express gratitude for it. For it is through your body's senses that you can experience pleasure. Our interactions with others through technology can help us build the bonds of friendship, family, and romance. But Orange Sapphire Spirit appears when you need to get back into your body and connect with it physically so that you can express love in a tangible way. Hug someone, hold their hand, and explore the gifts of the senses with another, listening to music together, cooking good food with each other, being in the same physical space. Ground your relationship in activities you do with each other today so that you both can be reminded of the process or the precious gift that is the body and nourish your relationship to it, which is what one of the other cards was saying about walking. Just take a walk together, or what was that? This was included when we were talking about the practical steps to take when the Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles came out. When it was given the practical steps to take, it was saying doing something together to rebuild trust, even a task or a walk. And again, I say, get back into your body and connect with it physically so that you can express love in a tangible way. Hug someone, hold their hand, and explored the gifts of the senses with another, listening to music together, cooking good food with each other, being in the same physical space. Ground your relationship in activities you do with each other today so that you both can be reminded of the precious gift that is the body. Even taking a walk together. These little physical things that you can do to ground your relationship together, to rebuild and repair, to ground and get out of your head and get present. So this is the crystal orange sapphire that will support you in this conflict, in this energy. That's amazing how these cards come together. And it makes me, since the 41 is coming out, or which also break down to fives, makes me want to pull an angel number card for you. So we'll do that. Angel number card. What is the angel message for this collective going through this conflict? This message is meant to find you so that you can take the right steps to get out of this energy and move forward, to continue to move forward on your path. Okay, let's see. 4477. It says insistence on moving upward, abundance and awakening. The angels congratulate you and say, well done. Keep it up. You will be fine. Keep your mind focused and it will have significant and positive effects. So thank you so much for listening, and please like and subscribe. It helps my channel grow, and it's free. So all you have to do is click subscribe or like or leave a comment. I also do personal readings, so you can reach out to me in my email, and all that information is down in the description box. So until the next message comes through, I will see you guys next time. Love you. Bye.